have the guest of our town. She is the manager for international admission, Charles Darwin University. She belongs to Charles Darwin University, Australia, and her name is Maysie Procianos. Welcome to our studio.
Namaste.
First of all, can you please tell us something about this visit of yours?
Yeah, so I work for the university at Charles Darwin University. So I'm based now in Australia, in Darwin. And I came here, this is my second time to visit Kathmandu. So we visit our agents and also meet some students during the 3 days that I've been here. So I met students who would like to study in Australia and in our university.
Tell us something about your Charles Darwin University.
Okay.
What kind of university is that?
Okay. Charles Darwin University, the main campus is actually in Darwin. It's up in the Northern Territory. So we're closer to Asia than the Charles Darwin. So our main campus is in Darwin, but we also have campuses or locations in Sydney and Melbourne. So we have students, Nepalese students or students from all over the world with more than 60 different nationalities. They study with us at CDU in Sydney, in Melbourne, and in Darwin.
What kind of courses has been offered in Charles Darwin University?
Oh, we have a range of courses. We have business, engineering, IT, health sciences. I know we've got lots of Nepalese students who study nursing there, humanitarian community studies, education programs, hospitality, and environmental programs. Yeah, we also have PhD programs.
Which course is Nepalese students much interested in?
With them, I noticed that they go with a wide range of programs that they wanted to enroll. So they apply for and they studied for business, IT, engineering. We've got really good engineering students now who finished in our program and are now working in Darwin as engineers, as teachers, nurses. I've mentioned nurses. Yeah, they also take up the Master of Disaster and Emergency Management. Some of them would do creative arts.
So we have been working with different kind of a student with different personality, with different psychology of a student. Do you feel that the students from Nepal or the students from different parts of the world, they are conscious regarding their future plan or let's say the courses they choose?
Yes, I think they really want, okay, first thing first, they want to go to Australia to study and it's an expensive education. So I think the Nepalese students want value for their money. They want a quality education that can give them a better career opportunities. I think that's the main reason for that. And they choose the programs that align from their previous qualifications, sometimes with their work experience, and then they choose to study, for instance, they choose to study Master of Accounting or Master in Business Administration or Master in Engineering, so to give them a higher level of qualification and higher market value for them for career opportunities. And they have that when they finish with those programs in Australia, those are world-class quality.
Do you think that Nepalese students are quite potential to get the good education outside Nepal, because it is believed that the overall scenario of educational system in Nepal is not that good, not up to the international level? Do you feel that or not? Are they potential? Are they competent?
Oh yes, they are, because we have lots of international students. I know personally some of them, and they're doing well in their studies. So their education in Nepal helped them prepare for their education in Australia. But there could be a bit of a difference in the system, like they have to do more, spend more time doing assessments and the library research. But they cope well with that. They adjusted. So I think that the education system here helped them prepare for the higher qualification that they attended to in Australia.
So they are quite competent.
Oh yes, yes, I could say that, yes.
Australia, for the foreign student, how do you analyze? Is it just a whim that the student psychology that one should go to Australia or some other countries, developed countries, to gain the education, or there is something in Australia?
I think they're attracted to the quality of education, the value of money for the programs that are being offered, and for the world-class recognition of those programs. And I think that's probably the reason for them to go. And of course, it's the multiculturalism of Australia. There's so many different nationalities who now settle there. It's a big group of Nepali communities. Students are closely tied, like the Nepalese students help each other. And, you know, so I think that's one of the reasons that they go there.
Tell us something about this visit of yours.
This visit of mine is basically really to familiarize myself with the market, with the profile of the students, visiting our education agents here, including AECC Global. So I spent a day with them on Friday. I did student interviews with them. So the students who now want to go to Charles Darwin University in Australia, whether it is Melbourne, Sydney, or Casuarina, I met them at the AECC Global office. I interviewed them, and the counselors helped them to prepare, to make the right choice of the programs and what are the range of services that we can offer. And
tell us something about this AECC Global. What kind of institution is this?
Okay. AECC Global is an education agent, but they are also based in Melbourne. But they have offices in Delhi, in Kathmandu, in Europe, and Philippines, in Greece, in Bulgaria. We've worked with them for a few years now. They send quality students, genuine students, to Australia, to different universities and to different campuses in Australia. Their counselors are professional. They work with the professional staff. They help the students from putting in counseling on which university, what programs to choose for, what would be good, and then helping them put in application papers to the university, and then help them, once they get an offer from the university, then help them with a visa application. So they make sure that the students' application documents are all complete, so that, you know, there will be no waste of money because if you put in an incomplete application for a visa, sometimes it could be a basis for visa rejection, but they get a really good visa approval rate. So
Charles Darwin University is joining hands with AECC
correct,
Global.
Yeah. They are our partner, our education partner here in Kathmandu. I also visited their Delhi office before I came to Kathmandu. So I keep visiting their office in Melbourne wherever I'm in there. So yeah, so we have the full confidence of their staff that they're able to help our students go to Australia and get all the necessary range of services that the student need before going to Australia.
Tell us something about the process that one student should focus on before going to Australia for abroad studies.
For abroad, okay. So if a Nepalese student wants to apply to enroll and study in Australia, we have a lot of criteria that is called a genuine student and a genuine temporary entrant. So they have to fulfill that criteria. So the counselors at the AECC Global would be telling them, okay, a genuine student, that means what are your qualifications here in Nepal? What program would you like to do to improve, advance your level of qualification? So they must meet the academic and English entry requirement. So I think they have to, if they don't meet our English entry requirement, there are IELTS or English services that the AECC Global and others are also offering here to help them with that. So they have to meet academic and English entry requirement. Then of course they have to have the financial capacity. Yeah. Because that is most important.
That is the most important part.
That they have the finances. So it could be their parents, it could be their brother or sister who's got the means to help them fulfill their dreams of studying in Australia. So they would help them with that finances. So those are the critical factors really to consider, that you meet the institution or the university's entry requirements, and then you've got the financial capacity, and that you're going there as a genuine student. And that once
Tell us something about the financial capacity for the student to go to Australia.
Generally,
the fee structure, including the fee structure, similarly the scholarship pattern.
Okay. Generally, the Department of Immigration has set the requirements that a student must show a financial capacity of at least 1 year, which is composed of the cost of the tuition fee plus the cost of living. The cost of living is set by the Department of Immigration that a single student could live for an annual cost of living would be about $18,000, $160. So more than $1,000 a month, at least, for the cost of living. Our tuition fee ranges from between 17,000 Australian dollars up to 22,000 Australian dollars per year. So you would be looking at least 40 to 45,000 Australian dollars for a year.
For a year.
To cover your cost of living and tuition fee. Okay, so that's what we're looking for. Students can also help augment their, allowance, because they can work part-time. about 20 hours a
Okay.
week. During the semester, while they're studying, they're allowed to work part-time, at least 20, no more than 20 hours a week, and then they can work full-time during the break. So it helps the student like have an extra allowance and help them with the cost of living. So, you know, so it is
So
good
they
for
can
them.
maintain their cost by themselves
Exactly,
somehow.
exactly. And by the way, you were talking about scholarships. We do have a few scholarship places available every semester in March and July intake. So there are limited places of scholarships that we offer. We got 50% tuition fee discount. This is what we call the Vice Chancellor International High Achiever Scholarship. So Charles Darwin University offers this scholarship for deserving students who are really with high academic grades. So the higher GPA is, the better your chances to get this scholarship. And we have a few Nepalese students who already has that scholarship. And aside from that, we also have scholarships for research. Yeah, so they have the opportunity if they're really high achievers. They have that.
And we have come across with different news that students are being cheated in the process while doing the process to go to abroad for their studies. Why so? Okay,
I think that's why it is important for the student to search and find out which education agents that are reliable, reputable, and they can work with, that they will not cheat them out of the money, because it's hard-earned money. Okay, so that's why we work on a few agents, and AECC Global is one of them.
How can a student know that the college, or let's say the educational consultancies or the agent, they are genuine?
All the information, I think, you know, right now they can search for that. That's why it's important for the student to really search for himself or herself first. Look at the history, the background. So they go to the internet, to the website of the agents. Look at how long have these agents been established already. Like AECC is more than 8 years now. Who are they working with? Because there's always a list of universities that the agent have been working with. So by looking at the list of universities or institutions, you can have an idea, this education agent is working with big universities, world-class institutions in Australia. So if I am a Nepalese student, and here I am, I would like to go to Australia, but who can help me? How would I know that the agent I would be working for is a genuine one that would help me? Then I would do my research first. So I would like the Nepali prospective applicants to do the research properly and work with a reputable agent such as AECC Global, and there are a few here in Kathmandu as well. So look at their background, their history, how long have they been there, which universities they've been working for. You can get an idea from that. And then they go there, and they can also see from when they go and they talk to the staff, how professional the staff are. What are the type of advice given to them? So is it about, okay, we want you to have the better chances of career opportunities because of your qualification, maybe this one would be good for you. So then the student will know that the person he's dealing with are professional staff and know what they're doing. So I would
so
suggest
in that way,
one
student can choose the right educational consultancy, or let's say the agent.
Yes, they can do that.
What about the college? How one should know?
Sorry?
What about the college or the university?
I would also do that. For instance, in our university, we're in the top 2% now in the Times Higher Education ranking. Our university has been consistently for 3 years now in the top 300 universities in the world. So in terms of ranking, that's what I would be looking at. The prestige of the university, the courses that they offer. What are the range of programs, support services? Are they helping students? For instance, in our university, because we're not as big as the other, let's say, other universities in Australia, but we have that advantage because they have a small classroom ratio. Our lecturers know our students very well. If a student did not turn up, for instance, for one lecture, they would call our office and say, maybe can someone check this student, please, because maybe he's sick and no one is looking. So that's a type of close support that we offer our students. So if I'm a student as well, I would also search, and I would ask the education agent that I would be asking assistance to say, okay, what are the universities that are prestigious, or I'm looking for this particular program, which university has the strength, for instance, environmental or education or engineering, which university has that prestige that, you know, their strength is in that area. So again, it leaves to the student to really do a research as well, and then with the help of the education agent, then he should be able to make an informed decision what university, what institution should I be going for in Australia. It should not be about the cheapest. Again, yes, we want value for money, but we should not go for the cheapest in which you don't
should not
get
compromise, let's say.
Exactly. Don't compromise the quality of education because it's expensive. Like compare, here in Nepal they can study here for a fraction, maybe less than the amount that they would spend if they study in Australia. Therefore, they have to maximize that value out of money that the parents have invested so much for the kids.
Can you please say something about the documents? What kind of documents one student should prepare before applying for the visa or before searching for the university or something?
Okay. First, I would probably say, okay, what is the level of English proficiency? Because they have to meet the English entry requirement. So they can take any English tests such as IELTS, TOEFL, Pearson test. And then their academic transcripts. So they must provide the original documents so they can show that to the education agent, to the counselor. And the financial documents, for instance, if the parents are the sponsors, what is the source of income for the parents? Oh, they have business, okay. Then they can provide us with the documents related to the business, maybe the tax payments that they made, the registration certificate, the bank statements, or they can take up an education loan. Yeah, so they can get a collateral of a property from the family, for instance. So that's the way that they can. So those are really the three major documents that they need to start preparing.
Financial documents,
academic transcripts, an English test.
Okay, and
sorry, and if they're married, of course, they have to prepare all of the registration certificate of the wedding, you know, and all of that, because immigration will also be asking about that.
Ma'am, how do you think that Australia and Nepal join hands together to make the education system of Nepal more better?
That's why part of my role of coming in here, so that we can, you know, we can see, we can visit, we can closely work with, and we would know, okay, what do you need us to help improve or streamline our process? How can we help the Nepalese students, so, you know, to ease up the process of applying for Australia. We work with education agents here and we keep them updated. What are the updates now with the visa programs, anything that has changed? So we give them those advice and updates. What are the new programs that we think the Nepalese students would be interested to, so, you know, to improve their education level? And when they come back to Nepal, they've got those higher level of education and standard that they can now apply back to help
to the country.
Yes.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for your time and for your valuable opinions.
Thank you, Rohan. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you so much, the audience, to you as well. Thank you so much that you gave us your valuable time. Stay with us. Keep watching Himalaya Television. Namaste.